Peace, family. How you doing? It's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, the morning podcast of choice to those. And I want to just say thank you, like always. Uh, I appreciate you, like always. That's never going to change, like always. So let's give ourselves the most optimum opportunity to be successful. Give yourself the optimum opportunity to be successful. So I will always show gratitude to you. I will always want the best for you. I will always want the best and most bountiful harvest that you can ever have. I will always want that for you. So I always want to start with gratitude and say thank you and I appreciate you. Every time that you show up, I appreciate you. Every comment that you leave, I appreciate you. And I pray that everyone who shows up and everyone who leaves a comment and everyone who shares the live have the ability to touch and to tap into somebody else's life and give them the opportunity to listen to something that may be able to help them out during their time of struggle, to listen to something that may be able to give them tools and nuggets and give them a relief during their times to where their thoughts are not always in the right place, but being in the right space could give them the ultimate opportunity to listen to something that may touch them and to listen to something that may tap into their inner God sense and give them the ability to be bigger, better, and greater than they were before they began to receive this life and this live at the same time. So I appreciate you 1,000%. Make sure you share this live, put it inside a Facebook group or share it on your timeline and come in and comment with the word done to just out of confirmation, because this is the day that we're going to have a complete transparent conversation with just me and you. And for those that are watching on YouTube, again, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And those that are listening in a podcast space, I appreciate you 1,000%. Just really, especially the international countries and things that has been reaching and expanding into countries that I've only seen on the map. So I appreciate you 1,000,000%. And Spotify just launched a video podcasting. So I received the email from them that said, you have been, congratulations. We would like to offer you this beta program to where they're launching the podcast, the video podcast on Spotify. So just happy to have that invite to be a part of something at the beginning stages. So we're going to take this and also be on podcast from the visual aspect on Spotify. So thank you and I appreciate you. So we're going to say, so I have a question, Miss Selena's Peace. Good morning, Miss Kelly. Good morning. So I have a question for you today. This is going to be what it is today. So there's no presentation type slides and none of that stuff. So we're going to be talking directly to you. And the question of the day is, at what percentage do you operate in? So if you know I only operate at 45%, I know I have more in me, whatever it is, type whatever that number is. And from the number, we're going to begin to develop our conversation and how we're going to communicate today. So if you operate at 50%, or you operate at 60%, or you operate at 75, or you operate at 90, 120, whatever it is, what percentage do you operate? Okay, Miss Selena says she operates at 200% in broad dollar. Nah, but she says she operates at 200%. We have to look at how we operate, because it's how we operate that's going to get us to where we strive to go. And we have to look at that from a personal standpoint and from a personal perspective, because it's not someone else's responsibility to get us there, but it is our own. It's our own responsibility. And this is not just me talking to you, but this is me talking to me at the same time, just doing it in an open forum to where you're hearing the thoughts that I have that's coming from inside of me, out of me to you. And what you receive is what you receive, but you have to understand that you have to be all in. You're going to have to be all in it. So transparent moment. I woke up late today. Well, I woke up on time, but hit the snooze, but didn't get up. like I normally do. And of course, for people that know me, I'm a creature of habit. So if there are things that I have in place, I know that I have to do it because I have a goal that I set for myself. So I celebrate small victories. So I woke up late, didn't hit the snooze, still stayed in the bed, didn't get up and go do what I would have normally done at the time that I had set for myself this morning. But I knew that I still had to run, but waking up late didn't stop me because all I did was I shifted the mindset and just ran in another place. So driving down here, I still took the drive like normal, but I drove down here, parked the vehicle, and said, I'm all in. I'm all in. So I'm going to run from this point, from where I am, and run around the block. But because what happened earlier won't stop me in my right now, I'm still all in. I'm still going to get it. I'm still going to push myself. I'm still going to put myself in a moment to where success is not an afterthought, but success is a current thought. And because success is a current thought, today is the day, and the right now is the right now where I'm still going to make it happen. And the right now is I'm still going to get it because I am all in. There are times to where we find ourselves in situations to where we wish we would have done something, or we wish we could have done something, but because we was not all in, it did not create the what's next for us. I had to create what's next. And because I understood the mission, because I understood the assignment, but because I understood the where I am and the where I'm going, I knew that I still had to be all in and I had to execute. You can't operate at a certain percentage and expect a return on your investment, which when your investment was null and void. You can't cash a bounce check. You can strive to cash a bounce check, but you can't cash that rubber check and expect someone to cash you out and to give you a return on an investment that you was never invested in. So whose responsibility is it if you're giving 10%, but you want someone to give you 100% of attention when you've only given them 10% of attention? When you only give them partial attention. So I can't give you a contract and give you a scope of work if I don't understand why we're having this contractual agreement to begin with. So what type of contract have you written with yourself that you failed to execute, that you failed to actually put forth the effort to complete the task that you set out for yourself? We can't operate in fear, but yet we want everyone around us to operate in faith. That doesn't make sense, and it's not fair to anybody to have faith and believe in you when you don't even have faith in the execution and the actuality of what you're doing. That's not fair for them, nor is it fair for you. So if you're operating in a spirit of fear, I get it. If you're operating in a way of fear, is using that fear as an energy or as a competitive motion to take you in a direction because you want to get there. So I am going to operate whether I'm fearful or not, but I'm going to push myself. But when you take on the fear mindset and it breaks you down and it holds you and it totally paralyzes you, but you want somebody else to have the faith in you to tell you that you can do it, that you're going to get it done, you're going to have to understand that faith must become you too. You're going to have to understand that you're going to let that go, and you're going to have to be all in. Bet on you for once. Bet on you. Grandmama betted on you. Your mama might have betted on you. Your daddy might have betted on you. You have cousins and siblings and other people who betted on you, but you too busy betting on everybody else that you forgot that you hold the cards. You hold your very own card. Cash in on your dreams. Cash in on your visions. Cash in on the gifts that you have, because you're not just talented, you're great. But until you cash in on the gifts that you was given, then you will not be paid in full, because right now you're paying for something that you didn't put in all the way. So are you really all in, or are you running your mouth like everybody else that you've been talking about that haven't been all in, but you have an expectation of them, but you don't have, nor have you served the same expectations for yourself? Get all in, and I guarantee you there will be a outcome that will not just be beneficial for you, but it will have a trickle effect, because when you execute, and you execute in a way that the harvest has no other responsibility but to come. You you want somebody to pay you for something that you haven't even done. That's not all in. That's not all in. All in is getting yourself to the point. All in is being resourceful. All in is looking at what you have, and being and accepting the things that you have, and learning from the positions that you were in, and knowing that the position that I'm in right now is setting me up for where I'm about to go. So I'm all in. Win, lose, or draw, I'm all in. I bet on me this time. I bet on me that time. I bet on me forevermore. Why? Because if greatness is within inside of me, then it will exude and it will show in everything that I do. I'm not worried about, nor am I concerned about how you view me, because I need to understand how I view me is what really matters. How I set myself up is what really matters. How I understand how I think is what really matters. Because if we look at the opinions of others as who we are, then the opinions of others will become our foundation. And when that becomes removed from under us, we're going to fall flat on our face. But you have to understand, when you all in and you bet on you, you build the foundation that's going to create a stable mindset, that's going to create a stable foundation for you to build any and everything else upon, because you laid the foundation first. It's time to be all in. And for people that know me, a lot of times I don't have a plan B. I don't develop a plan B, because when I understand what the mission is, and I understand that the vision is carried on and carried out, then I'm executing based on that plan A, not giving myself an option or giving myself a way out. There's too many times we give ourselves ways out, and because we've given ourselves a way out, we're way out there. We're not completing the task, because you've already gave yourself a plan B. So you've given yourself an escape door, because you were not in it to begin with it. Now I understand, yes, those who have been military, and you're looking at COA 1, COA 2, which is course of action. We got to have a course of action 1, we got to have a course of action 2. Okay, we will have that when something happens. Because when you understand that you are a thinker, when you understand that you are a visionary, when you understand that you are an executioner, when things happen, you click and you execute, you grind, you get in that beast mode, like some people say. But you understand that if it is to be done, it will be done at that moment. Because when you understand your mission and your plan, you execute that plan to its fullest potential. You don't always have to have a plan B. You don't always have to have a secondary plan. But you must understand that you have to have an agile mindset. So if something does happen, where you have the ability and the agility of thought to transfer and to change and to pivot, to go in a direction that is still going to give you the ultimate outcome. Stop giving yourself out and give yourself in. And when you give yourself in, I guarantee you there'll be more places that you're going to be able to go. There will be more things that you're going to be able to do. There's going to be more mindsets that you're going to be able to create. Because don't you understand, a mindset is you setting yourself up for success. You setting yourself up for the win. You're setting yourself up to be victorious. You're setting yourself up to be to for victory, because in your mind you have set yourself to atone, that you have atoned from what you failed in the past. Forgiving yourself from what happened in the past will set the tone for what you do going forward in the future. Go all in. Bet on you. And I guarantee you that even in your darkest hour, there will always be a light of an idea that you can make better. What are you doing in your darkest hour? What are you doing in the moment where no one else is watching? That's where greatness will kick in. When you get pushed down and you get pushed back, you got to push back. Don't let it beat you. When you all in, you're going to beat it. Like we spoke about yesterday, and when we talked about change the voice within, change the voice, change how you see yourself. You might have a change in scenery. You're going to have to separate yourself from people who don't feed into you, from people who always subtract, people who walk around with withdrawal slips that always withdraw from you, but they never deposit inside of your life. You're going to have to understand, either you all in it for you or not. Be great when no one else is watching, and you will always become your own flashlight in your dark and in your darkest moment. Be your flashlight in your darkest moment. I'm going to say that again because someone has to understand that. Be your flashlight in your darkest moment. And when you become the flashlight in your darkest moment, you will always make sure that you have batteries. When you become the flashlight in your darkest moment, you'll make sure that you have batteries, because you'll know how to use it when it is needed to be used, and not allow other people to use you. Be the batteries, be the flashlight in your darkest moment. And I guarantee you, you'll see things clearly. You will see things from a whole different perspective, because you're all in and you're great. All right. Y'all be blessed. And remember, be consistent. And when you become consistent, develop that wash, rinse, and repeat process. And it will create currency, whether it is a current mindset or monetary currency. But you have to understand, you have to be consistent first. Because if I can come consistently at 7:30 in the morning, because remember, if I'm here at 7:30, you got a backwards plan on what time I'm getting up. I know what it takes to get here. Just like for those who are always constantly and consistently here, I'm taking on the responsibility of feeding you in the morning that mental food, because I'm all in. Y'all be blessed. Peace.